What's up, guys? Another video for my YouTube channel today to talk about Argentina 3, Egypt 2. What a comeback by the Argentinian team, 3-2, coming back from a 2-0. What a game. What a game by Lionel Messi, by the way. What a game by this guy. I can't find any words just to describe this guy. Keep doing what he's doing with 39 years old. It's just amazing. What a game by him. When you look at the data, look at this. He's 39, but he keeps doing progressive carries that lead to the box, successful takes on. What a game. He was playing right here on kind of a right wing, but also towards the center. In the final third, he received all the passes like near this part of the field. But what a game by Lionel Messi. What a game by this Argentinian team. I think they have like a strong mentality. Otherwise, how you can come back from 2-0? The way they were losing, Egypt scored another goal that if it wasn't for the ref that called that out, that foul against Lisandro Martinez. What a comeback. What a game by them. I think, again, they're very strong mentally. I think they were losing because they were just getting into the trap of Egypt. They were just going towards the middle, towards the center, and Egypt was really defending. When you look at the defensive block, look at the defensive block by Egypt. They were really defending right here and towards the center, like outside the box, but in the center of the field. And Argentina was trying to go into the center, not really using the wings, not really using Tagliafico, not really using Molina. Really looking at the passing network, it's just telling the story about this game. Look, Paredes, the ball just was almost all the time passing by him. Also, Enzo Fernandez, like a lot of connection between them, trying to find Messi. But they were just trying to go into the center, again, to the center of the field. They were falling into that trap that Egypt was proposing. Argentina has more possession, 63% versus 37, almost 570 passes complete. Argentina really having the ball, but really not going towards the wings, not using Molina, not using Tagliafico. I think when they use it, you could name the PK that they had, like that foul that Tagliafico received in the box. Also, a few chances, like another Julian Alvarez chance that I think was Tagliafico that reached the end, like going very deep and just putting the ball back for the Julian Alvarez, just encountered that ball in the box. And I think the Egypt goalkeeper had a great game. They saved a few. Another header by Julian Alvarez. When you look at the progressive passes and progressive carries, it's really telling the story. We look at the progressive passes, again, going Argentina most of the time trying to go for the center, just in the frontal of the box, really not using the wings. Look at the wings. They're almost empty right here, the progressive passes. When you look at the progressive carries right here at the bottom left, is most of these progressive carries are from Messi. Really the guy that just tried to go, with the ball in his feet, just trying to get into the box and just create chances. Really poor by Egypt, but you don't really need like a lot of progressive passes or progressive carries just to score goals. They scored 3 goals. One was not conceded, but they were doing a great defensive job and also counter-attacking very well, very sharp. Hassim on the right wing, I think he made a few great runs that Paredes was looking at he was looking at his back, not creating any foul, but also Molina was just running behind him. And when you look also at the zone 14 entries, look at the zone 14 entries right here. Look at this. Argentina was really trying to go into the center, trying to get there, but really just falling into that trap that the Egypt has. Again, really poor by Egypt right here. If you look at in the final third and the final third entries in the zone 14, really poor by Egypt, but they were just doing their own job. And another picture that really tells the story about this game is the end zone of the passes. Look at this one. Most of them were right here in these particular boxes, and less of them were on the wings by Argentinian team. They were not really using the wings, except when Nico Gonzalez just get into the field in the second half, more using the wings and trying to put the balls in the box on the left, but also using most of the time Messi on the right wing as well. They're creating chances. Look at this. Argentina was creating chances on the wings by Tagliafico, this one, and also, but very few. And again, this is telling the story about the game. When they create chances, they did it using the wings, not using the center, right? So most of the chances that they create were using the wings rather than going into the center of the field. I think Argentina won this game because they have a strong mentality. That's one thing that they have that no other team has, or a few teams has, especially, for instance, I'm going to wait for France just to see what happened with France when they're losing, right? So today Argentina was losing 2-0, 80 minutes in the game, and they came back from that. I don't think many teams can do that, right? So if you're losing with 80 minutes in, if you can come back from a 2-0. It's really about mentality, what this team has, and you not only see that because of this game, but is what they are having from the previous experience that they have. For instance, like 4 years ago when they were winning 2-0 and France came back from that and they were 3-2 again ahead and France just tied the game again. So they're very strong mentally, and you could see that not only the players but also head coach Scaloni and all the people that are working, Ashala, Aymar, Samuel, all the people that's working with him. They're very strong mentally, and they know that they're trying to take advantage of that. And that's because other than that, they're amazing players. They play in the top leagues of the world, but it's not only about the game and the skills they have, it's also about how strong mentally they are. When you look at the cross, what a goal by Enzo Fernandez, by the way, the third goal. I think Argentina provides some of their own medicine to Egypt just in that counterattack. What a run by Lautaro Martinez, and what a ball. Let's just take a look at the crosses, actually. Look at the crosses. Argentina was not really made in a lot of crosses, but what a cross by Lautaro Martinez, by Enzo. I think it's one of these ones, the red ones from the right. What a cross and what a header by Enzo Fernandez. He's a midfielder, but he can also score goals. He put the ball so far from the goalkeeper that has a great game. The goalkeeper of Egypt has a great game, but he could do nothing with that header. That was just amazing. One thing that the Argentina is also always trying to do, high turnovers. They want to steal the ball very high. They couldn't do that at the beginning of the game. I think the referee was calling out a few fouls. That's why they really don't have like many high turnovers. 1, 2, 3, 4 only, 4 for Egypt as well. One of the strategies as tactics Argentina has is just try to steal the ball as fast as they lose the ball. The time that they don't have the ball is less, and especially if the high turnovers, they can still be on the opposite team. When you look at the dominating song, Argentina dominated most of the field because they have the ball, and as I mentioned, they have the possession wise, they have almost 65%. When you look at the momentum of the game, Argentina has most of the momentum of the game except for the 2 goals. You don't really need the ball to score goals. That's what soccer is also about. You don't really need the ball to score goals, and you could see that with Egypt today. But also look at the Argentinian shots, 19 shots, most of them were in the goal actually, but a lot of saves by the goalkeeper of Egypt. Look at the saves right here. One free kick by Messi that hit the post, and then Dibu Martinez didn't have a lot of saves. He conceded 2 goals. I don't think he had a great game actually, because the first goal he could do something right there on that header. I think Lisandro Martinez also could do something right there in that header in the first goal of Egypt. Very early in the game, 15 minutes in, and Egypt played their own game, just doing a defensive block very low in the field. That's the story about the game. If you like this kind of video, please subscribe. What a game by Argentina. What a comeback. Now they have to face Colombia or Switzerland. They're playing right now. What a game is coming. We'll see you in the next video.